Hey everyone, so I wanted to talk today about loss of life, specifically suicide. I've been thinking about it for the past couple days, and I'm like, I don't know why I keep thinking about this. It feels urgent, but I don't have anyone in my life that would do that. How do I know this? Because I really don't have that many people in my life, so, and it's not me. I've been very happy lately, and I was actually thinking, because I recorded a couple other videos that I've been meaning to post, but I've been grappling with it because there was one side of me that kept saying to myself, before I post those videos, I want to insert one that's really happy, like something that's upbeat, optimistic, and like that resonates with me. And because it's heavy subjects that have been coming up lately, and so I just wanted that personal relief. It's a personal relief, but on YouTube, you know what I mean, like structured that way, I guess. I don't know, but this subject kept coming up. I'm like, that's not what I want to talk about. But it's, did I mention it's December 11th? It's December 11th. I am at the end of the rope. I feel like I have to talk about this. And so that's where I'm at. So maybe there's someone out there that needs to hear this. I did do a Jeffrey Epstein video that I'll probably just release later today. I didn't realize this until yesterday, maybe this morning actually. It's still morning, so I don't know why it's blurring together. I think it was this morning actually. I did not realize that they said he committed suicide. So, oops, when it comes to my video, that's not what I said, but you know, I could be wrong. So there's that. Okay, so suicide. I don't know what I can and can't say with regards to YouTube. I do have my own personal stories, like myself, with this subject. And I would be willing to express that and share that with you guys. But with the censorship that might be in this, and I might even be crossing the boundary now, I'm actually not entirely sure, but I don't want to cross that threshold. And on top of that, I don't want it to seem as if there's any sort of glamorization in it, because there absolutely isn't. But I do want to emphasize, even though I feel I'm restricted in that way of being able to relate to anyone who might have that connection here, or at least for those of you who never felt that or never thought of that or never experienced your own personal things with that, what it is like for someone. But I don't think I can, and whatever. It's not that big of a deal, I guess, because it's all the same. It's all the same. Spiritually, it's all the same. And so, and I've known people, I know people who have ended their lives around me. And I just think, you know, because it is December, I'm like, what is it? Is it that there's someone out there? Are you the one that I need to talk to? Who is it? Is it someone around you that I need to tell you this so that you can reach out to them or talk to them or just be there for someone? Or is it just vibrationally? Do we need to just rise up to help those that don't have anyone to even talk to? Like, what is it? And I understand the holidays. I understand the, you know, the emphasis on your relationships with people and the lack of relationships with people and the loneliness that you might feel because you don't have what you desire, that you yearn for. It's just all of that. I get it. I don't think that's what it is. It feels very heavy in the world, this heaviness that's just this cloud around us that is being highlighted to me. And I just don't know. And then I think about like these other countries and like their societal norms and the pressures that are on them and how they just do the same thing because they feel so powerless. They feel so powerless and they feel like, you know, the control is in the system. The control is what people have told them to do, and it's just so it's like fascinating but hard and stressful for me. Like it's overwhelming because when I break through all of that and I see the way I feel the way things are, and sometimes I even think spiritually when I observe things, when I look at it from an observation standpoint, and I'm not talking to anyone, I'm not communicating with anyone, I just kind of like connect to my higher, it's not just my higher self, it's like, it is, but there's like dimensions of me, I'm not sure, I don't know, but I look at things from a different perspective, and it's like, we're all so different. We're all so freaking different. And yet so similar. We're so similar. It's like we're siblings. We're all siblings, right? Because we all come from the same source. But we all express ourselves differently. And then we end up in worlds. Like, I'm in America and my life and my freedoms and my lack of freedoms and everything that kind of created the life that I have currently, and how that reflects who I am as a soul, and like the differences in my soul and how my soul wants to express itself through like versus society. You know, like for me, I'm an extremely giving person. I'm an extremely happy person. I'm an extremely loving person. But with society, that I have to have boundaries. Society, I have to have my guard up. Society, I have to, you know, be a certain way in order to be deemed acceptable by societal standards. And I totally get that in the sense of when you look at the history of the world, or you look at the history of the United States, and how you have the different colonies, and you have to have some form of order in order to keep that colony thriving, right? And then as we expanded, that individualization should have been reintroduced, right? But in a way, we ended up kind of pushing ourselves down, keeping ourselves confined into being whatever is the standardized thing for whatever culture we're in or whatever. When you look at our souls, we're beyond the societal culture or our racial culture. Well, that's the same thing, but I'm just thinking like our race, or where our neighborhood or whatever, you know, like it's just, I don't know, it's just interesting. It's just interesting to me. And so that's the way I connect it to suicide, is like across the board, it seems like what happens is you feel restricted. You feel restricted from fully expressing yourself. There's that disharmony in being able to express yourself in a way that feels natural and real to you versus societal pressures. And how that comes to be at the end of the day depends on the person, right? Like if you feel like no one cares about me, or you feel like, you know, I've gone through way too much, or I'm just constantly being used, you know, like all of these different things is like what led up to that certain scenario, like what led you to that moment, and observing it in that way, and then it's kind of like understanding everyone to find the root cause of it. I don't know if I'm making sense, because yeah, I don't know if I'm making sense, but I guess I don't really have to make sense. If it doesn't make sense to you, then maybe the message isn't for you. Maybe the message is for someone out there that it does make sense to. Because normally I have this feeling like, oh, I'm rambling, but I actually don't feel like I'm rambling this time. This time I actually think that I'm saying exactly what I need to say to whoever I need to say it to. Yeah. So what happens when people pass away after they've done that to themselves? It depends. It depends. Sometimes shock, sometimes I was gonna say relief, but not really. Not really. Because the immediate feeling is what depends. But then the soul processes what happens. Like the shock goes away. And then the realization sets in. And then sadness sets in. Sadness is a compassionate sadness. It's a compassion for yourself. It's a compassion for, when you look at yourself as a human, like for a soul looks at itself as its human experience, it's this, like a child. You look at yourself as if you're a child, and how little you know, and how you know, it's a life review. It is a life review, and how helpless things, it's feeling helpless, because it's like, I wish, it's a regret. I wish things would have been different. I wish I would have persevered. I wish I would have kept going. But there is always going to be compassion. So after all of that, then the compassion. I understand. Things were very hard for me. I understand that I thought that there wasn't another way out, or I thought that this was an easier thing for me to do. I thought that, you know, I thought that no one cared about me, and honestly, like, maybe that reality, here's the thing, for some people out there, like, that is absolutely true. That was true for me. That was absolutely true for me. No one cared. And I can tell you that for sure. And so that rebuttal of people saying, like, oh, there's someone out there that will care. There's someone out there. But it's like, who? Tell me exactly who it is. Let me see that person straight in the face, right? I don't know who they are, right? But energetically, we are all connected. We are all the same. We're not all the same, but we're all from the same source. And the truth is, there is someone that does care out there, that will eventually you will find people that care. Or if you don't want to be around people, if you want to be a hermit, then that's perfectly fine. But energetically, you being here, you carrying out your life, that is evolving, that is helping your soul evolve. That is why you were here, okay? You chose to be here. You chose. Every single person here, you chose to be here. All right? There are plenty of other souls that are circulating that could have been in your position, but you were the choice. You were the one who chose to carry out your life purpose in the body that you're in today. So, yeah, you know, energetically, like there are people who do care, and what you do and how you treat yourself affects everyone else. Even if you don't feel like you care right now of like what anyone else, you know, if you have that chip on your shoulder because of how you've been treated or anything, just know, like, reach inside of you of why you have that chip, why you're hurt. There's a cause for that, and there's a cause for why they are the way they are. And ultimately you care. Ultimately you hold that compassion for them as well. And as you pass, you will have that realization. You will have that understanding. And it's an unfortunate circumstance to get into, like, I don't know what any religious text says about suicide. I just know what people say, where they say that it's a sin. And I understand why they say that, in the sense that your soul never wants that. No soul anywhere ever wants that. They want to carry out their life, and they want to improve on the world. Everyone wants that. In their depths, even the darkest people, they want that, but they keep denying it and denying it, and trying to, like, shave that part off of them. But there's always light within them. They just try and shave it off of everyone else. They try and scrape all of that love and compassion and the light and that source, the light source, off of everyone, and distract everyone. That's what they're trying to do. But what was I gonna say? I kind of feel like that's enough. I know it probably is a lot of, like, open-ended parts. I didn't really close anything up, I don't feel. And I feel like there's a lot more that I would want to say. But my guidance above is telling me that that is actually enough. And I don't need to keep pushing it. I don't need to close everything up. I don't need to explain everything, because maybe this is an opportunity for you guys, for you to complete my own sentences, right? Like, interact mentally with what I'm saying. Figure it out. Figure it out. So I'll end with one of these, or two of these. Two if you want to come out, and one of these, or two of these. So we have Indigo, Crystal Children, Remember Who You Are. Archangel Michael, you are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. Which is a message that I heard, but I did not say, which is to tell them that you love them. Tell them that you love them. So, if you want to look up Archangel Michael. Archangel Metatron, you have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. I feel like this is more of, like, healing your inner child, and also the children around, like, treating them with respect and dignity. recognizing, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it alone. And we have breakthrough and affirmation. Be aware of your language and thoughts. The most powerful statements you can ever make, think, or feel is thank you. Be grateful for all the blessings in your life as we acknowledge the divine order of life. The universe responds with ever greater blessings. You are a powerful creator. All you say and think resonates through the heart of creation, and creation responds accordingly. Breakthrough. How many beautiful heartfelt wishes have been crushed by fear? How many times has society's voice of disapproval cast a shadow on your dreams? It's time to break free of these false beliefs and realize your dreams. Allow your heart to guide you. Trust your inner guidance. The time is right. All right. Bye, guys.